Kia ora tātou, this is Scout7, your Kai Whai Taniwha here in New Zealand. Hope you guys are doing alright. For today's video, I'll switch up things a little bit. I am going to put through my first reaction video. I found this dude, Captain Astronaut, on YouTube recently, and he posted one very iconic video about what your weapon type says about you. I probably should give it a go at reacting to this one because I will give it like a veteran's perspective to it, like probably something interesting for you guys. So let's say
what your Monster Hunter weapon says about you. Greatsword, the most iconic weapon of the series that hardly anyone uses, since it's one of the hardest weapons to actually use. You're a master of the game, capable of predicting monsters' movements 3 steps in advance. Or, people are gonna think you're from Chicago, the Windy City. I said Chicago, the Windy City. Okay, fine, next weapon. Longsword, you're the weeaboo wonder who's wildly whipping it out. You're cosplaying as one of those blind sword masters, since you don't see the difference between the monster's tail, where you should be cutting, and the monster's head, where you always seem to be going for. You have two types.
Mate. That's like slow play longsword, isn't it? Like, I mean, longsword has kind of been a thing since Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Most players coming from Freedom and having had the honour of being introduced into swords play, longsword, first off from Freedom Unite, they would have just gone for it, right? Because it has been a new thing. There was no longsword back in Freedom. It was basically merged with the greatsword. So there was like the same iron katanas and that kind of thing there as well, but they were merged with the greatsword branch, so they were greatswords. Awesome stuff though. Oh yeah, let's continue.
Types of moves that might hit one thing, and moves that always hit everything, including your teammates.
Oh, yeah.
So of course you're going to spam those types of moves to the detriment of your teammates. And you wonder why you're never invited to the cookout. Sword and Shield. You're either a first-time player and you don't realize that you start the game with one of every weapon in your box already, or you're a long-time player who's gone full circle, tried out every weapon, and realized that the default weapon is one of the best weapons. Also, you will never sheath your weapon even when it makes more sense to dash. Dual blades. You are incredibly smart, incredibly handsome, and you have excellent taste, because why use one sword when you can use 2 swords? Idiots. You also need to take
straightforward argument, eh? You're right there. Why just not? Yeah, 2 swords is better than 1 sword. But to be honest, I love the dual blades myself a lot. They are great.
Take a break every 5 minutes to drink your weapon's life support to make it viable at all, known as Mega Dash Juice. Let it rip! Hammer, you like being stepped on by the monster. You welcome the challenge. You always eat for Feline Provoker, and you would never make the same mistake that Thor made.
You should have gone for that.
Hunting Horn. Before Rise. You're the cheerleader. You're the backup dancer. You have to constantly pull up the pause menu to look up your songs, only to immediately pause it again because you forgot.
Yeah, that's kind of true. But I think that kind of was Monster Hunter Generations and Generations Plus, that you could look up the moves in your pause menu. Well, that is actually quite fancy, because back in Freedom Unite, you would have gone back to your bedroom in Pokke Village, and would have looked through your magazine, through the weapon guides, to find all these move sets. And they were just different colors, and as you know, I'm colorblind, I cannot see those colors, so it was just a bad weapon choice for me all the time. Yeah, but definitely fancy if you had it on your pause menu in Generation and Ultimate,
Which note corresponds to which button. You feel like you did 90% of your contribution at the start of the quest, and when your teammates see you off in the corner doing nothing, they'll think, oh, they must be using more songs, when really you're pausing the game to read your sheet music. You also find it hilarious that one of the biggest weapons is also somehow one of the fastest. After Rise. You saw breakdancing in the trailer, now you play like you're auditioning for a DaBaby video. Lance, you prefer the simpler things in life. You're here to fight monsters, not learn crazy combos. Memorizing overcomplicated pages of tutorials is a waste of time. With the Lance, your combos are poke, 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 and run, 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 poke. Gun lance, you do not exist. Nobody uses gun lance.
Wait a
I'm
minute,
sure
nah. Yeah, nah. That's not true. There's still some epic players out there, come on. I mean, with gun lance. It was like introduced at Freedom Unite. I loved it. Should I like challenge that note? I think I should challenge this one, eh? So probably promising you guys on my Freedom Unite Let's Plays you'll see lots of gun lance. That be a thing. You just put it in your comments and we'll see what we can do. If you guys keen to see me playing gun lance in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, I'll definitely be in for a fun, eh? That's blatant, isn't it?
there are a few people who use gun lance. Switch axe. You either just started and don't realize there's a sword mode, or you watch the Monster Hunter Championships and saw the winning teams are all using the swax. Charge blade. You enjoy reading PDFs. Charge blade guide. Let's see here. While in sword mode, attacking with charge files, perform a super elemental discharge. This will target frequent use of the super insect glaive.
Oh, yeah. He's probably right. It's quite a lengthy guide, isn't it? It's like the charge blade is off the charts with how many move sets and how they combine into each other and intertwine. It's kind of true. Actually, I always have a charge blade of myself on me. Swiss Army knife. It's Offiziersmesser. For those guys of you who know it, always consider buying this one. It's good quality. I think I have had it since more than 5 years. It never had any chipping or anything bad. Yay! The Swiss charge blade, mate. The Swiss charge blade. Are we in it?
Super elemental discharge. This will be the most frequent use of the super insect glaive. The floor is lava and you are French. Je suis monte.
He's literally right about that one. You still remember that? But that was he definitely addresses Monster Generations and Ultimate. Cette Pokke des personnes françaises là, et j'ai aussi eu la plaisanterie de rencontrer beaucoup des peuples français là. C'était des gens très très beaux, très vieux, beaucoup de bien sans humeur. Si vous savez, les Suisses, ils parlent de le français aussi. Yeah. Commentez là-bas si vous êtes français et oui. Alors on commence.
Light bow gun. You cannot count and will try shooting when you need to reload on every single round. You like the rapid fire shots so you can miss 3 times instead of 1. Heavy bow gun. You are incredibly stubborn and have a short memory because you will always go into crouching fire right next to the monster and then act absolutely shocked when the monster hits you. Bow. You like using sleep arrows and putting the monster to sleep just for your teammates to immediately wake it up before you're able to place your bombs because they're playing with the music.
Oh, yeah, that's frustrating.
Or you're always asking people to do a Teostra hunt with you so you can get the 8% drop and need to upgrade the only other good bow in the game.
But with bow, was sleep arrow really that much of a thing? I thought that like sword and shield has been used a lot more for putting status on monsters because you could without sheathing the sword and shield you could place your bomb and right after that continue with your everyday moves. But yeah, I don't know. It's quite true though. You can do quite decent status with bow, so that's alright. Depending on, of course, on the games that you were playing. I think he's addressing Generations a lot.
Thank you for watching. These are all just jokes. I like every weapon. Subscribe for more Monster Hunter and more.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think that's kind of cool, isn't it? Like to so how would I put myself into this? Because it's like a little bit difficult with me. I cannot say for certain I belong to a different type. Like, I would also suggest like since I have ADHD a little bit, I might need to be considering myself a dual blade wielder. But I'm not considering me that smart, as he pointed out, so he will probably, yeah, not approve. I think, great sword. Oh, mate, great sword. I'm not sure. But back in Freedom Unite, I'll main the longsword a lot. Not so sure. But I love the interglaive so much, especially here in Monster Hunter World. I enjoy the interglaive a lot. And it's like you're working together with insects, with the forces of nature, with the spirits of nature, to get your job done. Like, that's more like me. Yeah, I think I go interglaive main, mate. But since of Freedom Unite, you wouldn't have that sort of fancy weapon. I think I still consider myself to be a little bit versatile. The only weapon I never do main is the hunting horn, so I cannot see these damn colours. I cannot distinguish them. I would have double the amounts of work to do, as in to look up the patterns, the melodies, plus memorizing which color probably is which one. There's still a move around that, but it's doubled the work for me, so I never made that one just out of necessity. Yeah, but I definitely love interglaive, dual blades, great sword. But I also love longsword, but I think longsword changed a lot from Monster Hunter Freedom Unite compared to Monster Hunter World as today. I think I couldn't consider myself a longsword main user. If I would be given the choice between a greatsword and a longsword, I would take the greatsword. No hesitation. Yes. Ah, cool video. I loved it. Are you guys having a good one? Ka kite te ano, akwe. See you guys later.